Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and I'm using the Funday Seagull Kipper by Ciro. I always say his name wrong. Ciro Marchetti. Okay, so the question, I've shuffled the cards and put the question into the cards. So the question came from Lorraine. And she wanted to know if I could read on whether or not Trump actually is or isn't a legitimate president. Will we discover Putin changed votes? And was it like just enough to get him elected? So I'm going to try to get the answer to those three questions out of, I don't know, maybe 10 cards? Yeah, let's try 10 cards. Okay. So what actually happened? Oops. Oh, we'll look at that first card straight out of the gate. Okay, so we have the thief. So that's something fraudulent, of course. Adjudication. So maybe that will come through in the future. Let me get the cards laid out and then we'll dive in. Oops. Okay, so because we're asking about, I mean, these questions are they are designed to get inside the past. But then again, the second question is, will we discover that Putin changed votes? Because, I mean, if we go by, what's his name, Mueller's report, he said that they were actively working to get in, but that they didn't do anything and change anything. But they could tell and what has come through over the last few years, and especially this last year, has been that they could tell, the CIA and the FBI could tell that there was Russian like footprint, like cyber footprint in our systems, but they didn't do anything. Like they backed out, and they thought that it was just like a warning to let us know that they could do it. So I think that that's what this is about. I think that the adjudication card has everything to do with the defense system that we had in place against the fraud and the stealing, because this card is all about it's court officials. It's not just adjudication, it's court officials. It is professionals, and professionals that defend, of course, but all kinds of experts. And it's one of those, excuse me, connected cards, so it connects these two cards and this one below, of course. So I think this shows that the protection was there, the thievery was there, the fraud was there, the manipulation to get in and steal was there, but then we had the protection. And with the marriage card, it was, like right in there. But then here we have the change card. And the official person, that could be Trump. Why there's a main female here, I do not know that, unless it's somebody from Russia. Like maybe there was a Russian connection there. The community card under the court officials card tells me that the protection was much wider, especially because, great fortune is under here, and the marriage as well. I believe that these cards are saying that the protection was there because of the community of support in other countries. Now this official person here, now that's really interesting, to have with this official person and the sudden wealth. Well, so now I'm wondering who this official person was. I mean, was that Trump? That's the question. Was that Trump, and was there a payment? There's the wealthy man here, but it looks to me like there was money exchanged. The official person, of course, this does have to do with, because you can see with his uniform, like military people, which, that's the FBI. It can have to do with, like, battles too, like that there was this battle. So I think I'm going to have to use the Lenormand and try and get a simple yes or no, because this certainly is a story. I mean, this is what happened. But I'm not saying, like, will things be revealed? Of course, we don't have a card like that in Kipper that I can think of at the moment. Okay, so I need more information. I think what I'll do is, let's do it this way, and I'll just layer on top. Because what I really want to know, let me get the question back here. Yeah, I want to know whether or not he's the legitimate president. Like, did he win without, I mean, of course, Russia did its thing on social media that, brought in more and more hatred for Hillary. And, probably sabotaged Bernie as well. So we know that happened. So that's part of, being a little bit of an illegitimate president. But let's see if it actually did come through. Did anything really truly come through? I mean, did they actually, like, get in and hack any voting machines? And they just don't know about it. I don't really see it with these cards up here, but let's ask the Lenormand. So that's our home. Yeah, that's like, the thief in the homeland. Here, let me just get the cards. Well, this one would have to do with change. But also the public. And there's the public. There's the abuse. There's the obscurity. There's the commitment. So maybe there was some main female. Maybe this is like Rebecca Mercer that had some commitment in there to pay money. Or it could have just been someone from Russia. Online community. Yeah, something important. That's also a yes card. The wealthy man is still hidden, whoever that is. It's still very secret. This could be danger. Okay, so This card shows the discovery. The key card shows that it will come out and to the public, but the public will see it. You know, the secret will be, like, imagine this book had like a little lock and key on it. Some of them do in some decks. This would be the key that opened up the secret, because the book is about secrets. So we're going to find out, if it did, if it's true, we will find out, and we'll find out who the wealthy man and maybe a female that was involved. But because the house card is all about safety and thievery, you know, the fraud card is under it, because this card came out from the get-go as, you know, the first card, and this one as well. So this tells me, yes, the thievery was there, but we were protected. This is the card of safety. So we were protected by a big community of support. You know, not just our FBI and CIA. It would have been, you know, like MI6. I mean, it would have been UK. It would have been other countries that helped us. Yeah. Let's do it this way. More than we need the keywords on the cards rather than the numbers. I think that's still all. Yeah, we're good. I always want to leave room down here for the closed captions. So yes, I believe that we were protected. Also, this could be saying that it was our own homeland. It was our own people who colluded with, you know, the lies and jumped on board, you know, the hatred train that Donald John Trump brought in. So it's on them. And we also have to remember, you know, just always go back to the facts. 52 or 53%, I forget, of people did not vote in 2016. So that's part of the problem, was people, you know, staying home and not voting. Or, you know, just not voting because there wasn't anybody that they liked. Or they did vote, but they voted for a third party, and that's just like giving it up to whoever, because it's kind of like spitting in the wind, you know. It doesn't go where you want it to go. It goes nowhere. But a lot of people didn't know that. You know, they didn't understand that, and so now we know, and you know, things are different. So nothing's obscured anymore. The light side is here with the change. And so the abuse that happened, I don't get that it changed any votes, but they were in there trying to change the votes. But I think that because the book here is closed, I think there's a double meaning here. I don't think they got in, and I think that we will find out who these players are, like the exact whoever did it, the people, some mean female and some wealthy man. And whatever, and they'll be able to track it by like cyber payments or or through, because it was some dangerous person. I think that they'll be able to track it, or that they have already tracked it. Okay, so let me try something else. Let me just clean up this little mess later. And let's use this little deck, the Gilded Reverie. Again, that's another Ciro Marchetti deck. Because I didn't dive into will he, so I want a yes or a no, kind of a yes or a no. Will Donald John Trump ever be found to have been the illegitimate president? Based on those other cards, I kind of think it's a no, but I'm double checking here because it's a really important question here. It was the opening question. Is Trump actually a legitimate president, legitimate president, or not? Okay. Sorry. Okay. The reason I'm saying sorry is probably shouldn't have used this deck because we have all these extended cards, and I didn't pull them out, and the extended cards are a little challenging to get a yes or a no because I haven't spent the time to dive in and go. So I'll try right now. This is a neutral card, so. And actually, these are neutral. I don't know how to read them. Bear with me while I reclaim my sanity here. Okay. Well, okay. The rider's a neutral card, so when it comes to, choices with the crossroads, it's a neutral card. The cross card is a no, but the sun is a yes. And of course, with the mice, it's a no. So we have two no's and a yes. The anchor's a yes, and the bear's that's a maybe. So we have no, yes, no, yes. I don't know. When you have two yeses and two nos, it's like equal. So honestly, I'm hearing that it's both. It's like the paradox where enough doubt was sown into our election to create enough people to stay home. So it's both. It's yes and a no. It's yes, Russia interfered, and no, Donald Trump is not really legitimate because of the Russian interference, because of the doubt, the seeds of doubt that was sown into the, there was a stealing here. But this is revealed. If I just go with the meanings of the cards and whether they mean yes or no, this has to do with self-responsibility. With the cross, it's all about self-responsibility, but it's also the pain and the burdens, like the burden of proof and the burden of success here. But this card also reveals the loss and the theft and the stealing. And that is sunk down, deep into our psyche now. Like we know what's going on with Russia. We know that they did interfere in the realm of the psyche. Into the psyche. They got into our election via social media and via the power of images, the power of and that the moon card was there a while back to remind me about that. The power of just memes that are shared, and that was a burden, to the success or not. So it is. Yes, they did kind of steal the election, but it's because we colluded, or whoever, those people that did, all the people that did collude and then actually vote for Trump, because either, number one, they wanted all the tax advantages, and, they believed his lies, and they didn't care about, genital grabbing comment. They didn't care about that. They didn't see him stalking Hillary on stage because they didn't care about that. They just, thought about the money and thought about, and maybe they're even, racist as well. And they just couldn't stand the thought of, they aligned with his hatred. So his hatred and his limitations and his fear. So that burden is on them to clear out, and it did create a loss, and now we're having to heal that, of course. I mean, you guys don't need to know that, you already do know. But as far as Putin getting in and changing votes, I say that that's a no. I say that that our system was secure enough and tight enough, or that they could have, but if they did, we would have known it and they would have told us already, and there would be something else going on, would have gone on the last couple of years, at least this last year for sure. So what a tricky, challenging rabbit hole to dive into. But I would say, based on the cards in the beginning, just out of the gate, that we were protected. They did try, they got in, but we were, we had protection in place, and the seeds of doubt were sown, just like Trump is doing with this election. He's trying to say that if he loses, it's rigged, but he doesn't have control over all 50 states, so I don't think we need to worry about that. And this is how autocrats and dictators try to turn elections, is they try to get you to believe that your vote doesn't matter. And it does. It completely does. So there's another hidden message here, is that we have to take self-responsibility and put ourselves out there and shine our light and put in what we want to go into the system, so that nothing is stolen from us, because we're the ones that create our own reality. And we've got to know that that's the main goal, and to have faith that our life force can, through our actions and deeds and our attitudes as well, can shift reality. And that's the long-term goal. So, okay, well, I'm going to close this up. Sorry, I couldn't get a more definitive answer, other than it's yes and no. But I do think that Trump got in because of our misgivings, and not voting, and people voting for him, and the gerrymandering, and it's all that. Okay, so I'm going to stop. You guys take good care. Thank you.